guys, welcome back to MAXY'S kitchen. Today we're going to be making some very soft and moist yeast donuts, and we're going to make homemade cream cheese with just 2 ingredients, and we'll make a nice filling with it for the donuts. So we're going to start with the dough, and we're just basically going to mix all the ingredients together. The reason why I'm proofing my yeast, I'm trying to proof the yeast, is because I'm not sure if it's still active. If you are sure your yeast is active, please just mix everything into a bowl and then mix it together. Now, I know that I used a lot of yeast, a lot of milk, but that's because I wasn't following this recipe. So I'm just giving you the visuals, but please use the measurements I've put in the description below. I would also put the measurements in the description box, so please follow those measurements. You might see 1 egg here, but if I say 2 eggs, please use 2 eggs. Okay, so I've just added my eggs, basically adding all your ingredients, then you mix it up. Today I'm going to be using a stand mixer because I'm lazy. If you're using a mixer, you'd want to put your paddle hook attachment to the mixer and then mix it on low to medium speed until everything has combined well, and then change it to the dough hook once everything has combined, and knead for 20 good minutes. Now I could only set my timer to 10 minutes, so I did it twice. To be honest, I would suggest that you use a mixer if you're very lazy like me. But if you don't, you would have to knead for 30 minutes. You have to make sure you knead the dough very well, or else you won't get the results that you want. So if you want your donuts to be light, airy, and have a chewy texture, you want to knead your dough very well to develop a protein called gluten in your dough. To know if your dough has been well kneaded, you need to perform the window pane test. I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, you just need to take some of the dough and stretch it, and if you stretch it and it breaks, like it tears easily, then you haven't developed enough gluten in the dough. But in this one, I needed it for some extra time, and you guys can see that it's almost transparent and it's still not tearing, so you've developed enough gluten, which is holding everything together. So we're going to come back to the window pane testing. We'll talk about it later, but for now, let's shape our donuts. Before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more exciting videos on things to cook and all of that, and please share with your friends, like and comment. So I always weigh my bombolonis, sorry, I didn't want to use that word in this video, but my yeast donuts, I always make them 80 grams each. So after weighing each one, I just roll them into a nice ball on my work surface, and I just try to make the bottom parts look very smooth, because if you don't do that, when you fry them, they won't look very pleasing at the bottom. So you just want to do that, and then put some small flour at the bottom part and place it on the parchment paper, just like I've done. So I got 12 donuts from this, and I'm just going to proof for 1 hour. Actually, you might have to proof for more than an hour depending on the temperature. It was really cold where I was, so I had to proof them for like 1 hour and 30 or more, I think. So you want to fry your donuts at a temperature of 175 degrees Celsius. If you increase the temperature of the oil, it is going to burn and not cook inside. You might not have a thermometer to check the temperature of the oil just so you're sure, but when you put the donuts in, it's not supposed to bubble vigorously. This is how it's supposed to bubble on the sides, very slowly and just like gently, and then you know that your donuts are going to come out looking very nice with the white magic lines. Now, as soon as you fry your donuts, you want to immediately coat it with custard sugar or granulated sugar, because you don't want to leave it, because the oil left on the donuts helps the sugar to stick to it better. So you want to do that. Now with the white magic lines, that depends on how well you knead your dough and how well you let your dough proof. More of letting the dough knead very well, because if you do not knead it very well, it won't be very airy. Now let's make the homemade cream cheese. You need a liter of full cream milk or whole milk. Now in Ghana we have brands like President, we have Emborg, we have Even Milk, we have we just have a lot of different brands. We have Peak, so just use anyone that you like. I also added in some cream. Ideally, cream is used to make cream cheese, but if you don't have cream, if you're in Ghana and it's just so hard to find cream, please just use just the milk. Just use the milk and it will still be fine. You'll still get cream cheese. But if you have access to cream, sure, go ahead and just get that rich cream cheese texture. So once you've added in the vinegar or lemon juice or both of them, it should curdle up and the whey should form, which is the liquid part left after the milk curdles up or the milk and cream curdles up. You would want to pass it through a cheesecloth through a sieve so that you can catch every bit of cream cheese that has been formed. And then you leave it for like 30 minutes. So this was after about 30 minutes and that's your cream cheese. So you're just going to scoop it, put it in the blender and blend it up just to make it smooth. Now you should ideally use a hand blender, but I didn't have that, so I just used a normal blender. You can do that too. If you think your cream cheese is too thick, just add a bit of the whey to the cream cheese and mix that up, and then you'd get the texture that you want. But that's it for the cream cheese. It's very, very simple. You can use this for cheesecakes and any recipe that requires cream cheese. So please go back to my old recipes that use cream cheese, and if you can't find it where you are, just make it yourself. Okay, so now we're going to use the cream cheese we've just made to make a custard filling for our donut. So you just need enough cream cheese, some powdered sugar, vanilla, cream. You know what, for this I'm not going to give you any particular measurements to follow. Just do what you want to do. Like, I just used a scoop of cream cheese, a good amount of whipping cream, just a little amount of sugar because I don't like a lot of sugar, but you can add more if you like. Just about a teaspoon of vanilla, you know, just freestyle it, just eyeball everything. And I added in some custard. Now you can add as much or as little custard as you like. I didn't add too much. I added more cream cheese than I added custard, but feel free to add more. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys would want me to put out a recipe for homemade custard, and I would definitely do that. So I'm done making the filling, and to be honest, this looks very lush. If you're not too confident about the whole eyeballing thing, just let me know and I'll help you out with that when you're doing it. So I'm putting the filling into a piping bag. You don't have to use a piping bag if you don't have it. You can just use a regular Ziploc bag or any clean bag. So now we're going to go back to our donuts and we're going to fill them in. So I'm just using this stick to create holes in all of the donuts that I've made, and also make sure that your donuts cool down completely before you fill them, or else the filling is just going to melt away. So I'm just carefully filling them. You just want to push the piping bag or whatever you're using in and like fill it till it comes out, and then you stop. So I did it for all of them. And that's it. I had a lot of filling left, but I had some more donuts, and to be honest, I use this filling for other things, and it just makes everything nice. So yes, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope that you try it. Now look at how good this looks. It has cooked through, the filling looks very good, and you guys can tell that the filling went through like all the way to the bottom of the donuts, and that's what you want. So please comment below, let me know if you try it, and please do let me know if you need any help, if you have any questions about this recipe video, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.